So it's become a big topic lately. We're going to discuss it today. Safety while you're on contract, while you're on the road, away from your family, away from your friends. How do you stay safe? We have a couple of special guests with us today, and we'll talk all about it. Atlas All Access starts now.
From Kirkham at 0450.
Okay, so Lizzy Scheid is with us today, and of course her husband, Eric. Tell me a little bit about what Damsel Defense is, how you got started, and what inspired you to do this.
Damsel Defense is basically personal safety, security on the go type products. It's really geared towards women. We're all about educating women to better protect themselves along with their families. Mm-hmm. It just puts an additional something in their hand that will help protect them, whether they're walking to their car or through a dark parking lot or wherever. It just brings more awareness.
And that stuff comes up, right? Whether we like it or not. I mean, this is a part of our everyday lives, right? And especially with, and as Eric knows, women by themselves on the road, you need something. And you brought a couple of examples here. Let's talk through some of these things.
One of them is a pepper spray. Mm-hmm. It shoots up to 16 feet with a glow-in-the-dark top. All of the pepper sprays also have an ultraviolet dye in them. So if the attacker would happen to get away, they can still be identified up to 7 days later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
which I didn't even know existed ever before.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. And there's also an orange-red tint to it, so you can see where you're spraying it.
So glow in the dark, like if you're fumbling in your car, you drop it, you can still see it. Okay, so you're gonna try this on Eric right now? Are we gonna?
There's just water in this one.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to spray myself.
That would have been hilarious if you had sprayed him and he thought it was real.
She wants to, I'm sure, sometimes.
Don't put it past me.
Yeah.
Another one is just a simple striking tool that you can add to your keychain. It basically will enforce the pack of any hit that you, so even if you're not very strong, just swinging and hitting will add force to do some damage.
It's basically, I know
it's a martial arts tool.
Okay.
A lot of women will put their keys between their fingers or whatever sometimes, and this is just a more secure option than doing something like that. It's this is what it's meant for. So
it's made of aluminum, so it's definitely sturdy, and you get somebody in their soft spot, and
it would hurt.
You're gonna drop them.
Yeah, they'll move. They don't want to be near you if you're hitting somebody in the collarbone area, neck area, things like that.
Right, anywhere. Just I think.
Well,
if you just
period.
make contact with that, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, and most attackers they don't expect a fight. So if you start fighting back at all, they normally are gonna step back.
They'll take off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Like I say, I feel like it's you're better to have something like this than to not, because you're gonna wish that you did if you need it. You don't ever want to think about ever having to use anything like this at all, but
until something actually happens.
Until something happens, it's
better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly.
And I know that hospitals have gone a long way to lighting parking lots and parking garages and things like that, but that it isn't like that everywhere, right? And so you need something.
Yes.
So it sucks to think about, but there are products out there.
Yes.
That are very very accessible. And then what was the last one?
This is one of our stun guns. It has the LED flashlight, so you can walk through that dark parking lot or parking garage, and then it also is the stun gun.
Wow.
So
give me an idea of voltage. What are we talking about here?
It is called 18 milliamps. It's not obviously quite as strong as the police tasers. Tasers are different than stun guns, but it is going to give you that 15 to 30 seconds that you need to get away. If you get them, say, here, it's going to affect that entire side of their body.
Sure. It'll be just enough to break free or whatever you need.
Yep. It's going to stun them enough where their brain is going to have to go, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? Right.
Yeah. Well, the audible is a good
that would be
deterrent
enough
too.
It's a great
if you hear that
Yeah.
before, you might not want to keep you know, going forward. But
Yep. And that's what we always tell people. Even if you feel threatened, fire that off, because 90% of the time they're going to be like, whoa,
Ooh,
yeah,
they're gonna,
I don't want to mess with you.
Exactly.
And this is, you know, the one option that I like, or portion of, or part of this that I really like, is that, you know, the woman has it in her hand, or guy, it doesn't have to be a woman, and, you know, if they struggle and, you know, the guy pulls it away, this pin comes out and it immediately is no longer,
It disables it, so it can't be used
you can't
against
use
you.
it anymore at all, so they can't take
So
it
you can't
from
use
you.
it
and-
against you.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
you know, I thought that was a really, really neat option, and I know there are a lot, and this just comes with all of them. I keep calling it an option, but
Yeah, it comes
you
with
know,
all of them.
So it's like a safety.
Yeah.
on
Yes.
the- yeah.
Yep.
yeah. You know, I think there's a big, you know, a lot of people don't want to carry these things because they don't know enough about them. They don't feel comfortable with it. But you know, having something like this in your purse, just even if you use it as the flashlight, once you know, have it in your hands a little bit more, you get used to it and start, you know, getting a little bit more comfortable with them.
Give me an idea on price too. Like, what are we talking?
These are 15, and then we also have another style that's only 10. It's just a little styled a little bit different. All the pepper sprays are $10. Stun guns are $70. So
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So, and I know, as we're talking about price and stuff, like, I know that Damsel Defense does a lot of charity work too. Like,
Yes.
that's an important part. Talk about that a little bit.
Each month, certain percent of proceeds go to different charities, whether it's helping domestic assault victims, sexual abuse victims, sex trafficking victims. We also have 2 houses that we just built. They're called Adopt Houses. One is in Cambodia and one is in India. They are homes that we help rescue sex trafficking victims, and they have a safe place to go. So we help raise, or the money that we get will go to those to help, you know, with food supplies, whatever needs to be done over there.
And how long has the company been? How long have they?
The company just started in 2011.
Oh.
It was started by 2 best friends that saw the need, and again, all the products, we have men's products, but it's geared towards women, so a lot of it's pretty colors, pinks, and, you know, patterns.
Sure.
But
Well, let's be honest. Before this, I mean, there weren't a whole lot of options anyway. I mean,
No.
there was like just the weird pepper spray that you could get at Walmart or,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Target or
Yes.
whatever. I
Yep.
mean, that's, you know,
Yep.
that would leak and
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Interesting.
It's a nice little niche marketing for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It fills a a void, right? I mean, it fills a necessary.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean,
need.
unfortunately, we live in a time where we need to have it because you just never know, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, you don't know. So how does this integrate with what Eric does every day? And I know Eric has talked about this for a while. This has been an idea to have you in here for some time to talk about this. How does that integrate?
Well, when I first saw it, we knew, and I personally knew because I used to work in the medical field, that all the places we were sending his nurses, you know, some, you know, maybe a little bit scarier than others, nurses getting off at all different times, you know, going to stay in places that they're not used to. So we knew that we needed to be part of that so we could help protect his nurses, you know, so he could feel better about sending his nurses to some of these places. So
Right.
that's one of the biggest reasons why we started this, is so we could
So you could do
help
that.
protect and, you know, feel a little bit more confident when he's sending these nurses to some of these places
Yeah,
that,
that
you know,
was-
we're not quite sure where they're going or
Absolutely.
where they're staying. Or,
That was the first thing that came to my mind, was right away, like, this would be awesome for my nurses. Like, just aside from any type of business aspect or anything, it was just, these products are what I need to get to my nurses, you know?
both male and female.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, even males can be caught off guard, you know, so if they even had something, you know, like this on their
Yep.
keychain, you know, I
And
mean,
let's be honest. I mean, we're sending people to hospitals, to cities that, you know, I may not have ever been to. I don't necessarily know the exact, you know, obviously we look these things up, but there's no real way to know for sure what the crime rate of, you know, Parkview, Illinois is, or whatever,
right.
you know. And, you know, that's important for travelers to know that their recruiter cares enough about them, or, you know, where I'm sending them. More than just a dollar sign. Again, it's not about the dollars. It's about, you know, getting some detail about where they're going to, finding
Right.
out if it's a safe area and whatnot.
Sure.
You know.
And then doing what you can to help them
Yeah.
be safe. Because we've been to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Have we really been to St.
Yeah.
Louis at midnight?
East St. Louis.
Yeah, you know, right? I mean, so nothing against
Nothing
St.
against,
Louis,
yeah.
but I mean, it could be it's Chicago, Denver,
Great
whatever.
barbecue.
You know, Omaha downtown.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's.
Well,
you
I
know,
don't think it.
Yeah, and recently, you know, there have been a lot of high-profile things that have happened, you know, recently, and you know, one hit my state of Iowa, and you know, this is something that's big with Damsel is not to fearmonger. It's you don't want to make people feel like they need to have this stuff, but let's be honest, this stuff is starting to hit the smaller communities. It can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're from. And so, you know, that was another big part of the reason why I really pushed her to get into this was, you know, it hit small town Iowa, you know, which
Right.
is important to me. It's where I live. It can be anybody's hometown. So, yeah.
And just getting the word out there that there is something simple
Right.
that you can add that doesn't have to, you know, because there's a lot of people who aren't comfortable, you know, concealed carrying, you know, a gun
Yeah.
or can't.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So
and I know there are
there
plenty
is
of
other
nurses
options.
There are plenty of nurses that
Oh,
do
yeah.
that have the concealed carry.
Yes.
There are plenty that just maybe aren't comfortable
Yeah.
with that want just a level
Yeah.
down from that, and that's what you offer here. So
Yeah.
I think the last piece is, Eric, you've talked about doing something now. You like starting a Facebook group where you talk about this kind of thing. And I think this could be a lot of fun. If you talk about that a little bit, we need a name for it first off.
Yeah, I don't have a name for it yet. I definitely wanted to start a Facebook page that, you know, basically tailors around items like this that, you know, people should, that my travelers or other travelers should bring with them or have with them, or just so that they know that the options are out there.
or even just
You know,
tips.
or just,
Right.
you know, tips, what other people are doing. I think it's good to start talking about it, you know, ultimately.
Yep.
And, you know, you brought up the name. I don't have a name for it. I would like to, you know, ask our viewers what we should call this page. And there will be a gift in, you know, for the name that is chosen. So if you guys can,
Gift of
you know,
safety
yeah,
products.
if you guys
Yep.
can, you know, put together some names that you think we should call the page, and we will go through those and decide. And I did hear rumblings that the first episode will include me getting zapped by one of these. So
We haven't decided who yet, though. I
that
think
might,
there's-
that's up for debate too. We need to figure out who is going to do that. I can't let her do it because she'll probably keep it on me forever. But
I get a watch.
but
though.
yeah, so if you guys can help us figure a name, that would be awesome. My goal is to just, you know, like I said, just empower and enlighten people about items that they can bring.
And it isn't even necessarily all what you do either. I mean,
no.
it would be roadside assistance.
Yes.
Yes.
And, you know, there's a whole world of stuff out
Absolutely.
there that we could cover and
and
tips.
just bring
and,
people
Yes.
more aware
Absolutely.
in the tips, like you said, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, Lizzy, thank you so much. I really
Thank you for having me.
appreciate you being here. We're going to put a link to the Damsel
Website.
Defense website
Yep.
under, we'll put it down here, maybe like right here or in the comments down there somewhere, maybe. So you'll see it there. Eric, thank you so much for bringing here today. That was awesome, and thanks for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you next week.